Very modest amounts of money for the Connecticut Humanities Council, for the Community Investment Act, and for the Trust for Historic Preservation, I think are down payments on making sure that these things are around for our residents in the future.
We do such amazing things for the power of place, for communities, for young people, with so very little.
There are very few places you can find where few dollars can do as much as they can when they're given to people who passionately and voluntarily support history.
I would share with all of my colleagues in the House and in the Senate is that it is, again, it is the story of the state, and it's a story of its people.
They're stories that instruct. They're stories that inspire.
We are sitting on a gold mine of cultural and artistic content. It's a thrilling place to live.
Connecticut, more than many other states, is 169 very proud and very distinct towns. And the fabric of our history has been woven from the distinctive lives and histories of each of those towns.
And every one of them have a different story. They're not cookie-cutter replicas of one another.
The history in any given area in the United States or in the world is what makes it unique.
And it also gives character to a town.
I grew up in Connecticut. I plan to stay in Connecticut. I love this state.
If you look at places that tend to be very popular, tend to be places where people like to gather, a lot of those places are in historic sites.
It keeps them personally and professionally invested in the places that they have grown up and that they work and live, and so that they're much more likely to stay here and care about the place when they understand its history.
It encourages us to be more engaged with our community.
You know, when I think of history, I think we learn about where injustices were and how those injustices were overcome.
When we're dealing with an issue today, not only do we understand better how that came to be, but we then can look back at our history to find other examples of how we dealt with similar issues.
History is literally your cultural memory.
Heritage community are here to protect, present, and preserve the things that make Connecticut special.